Hi, I'm Connor. There's snow at the cottage. So we're back. It's a beautiful Saturday and the sun is shining. There's not a cloud in the sky. There's no snow or rain predicted for the whole weekend. So it's time to frame some walls on the shed. We have the platform here, which is so lovely and covered in ice and snow. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna get set up over here and we're gonna start framing. Before I left last time, I covered up all the lumber with the outer sheathing for the shed so that it wouldn't get a ton of snow on it. And now we're gonna get that all uncovered. We're gonna get our tools ready to go, and then we're gonna start framing. I'd like to have all 4 walls framed this weekend. That's the goal. And you know, if things go super duper well, which they never do, then maybe we could even start on some roof rafters. That would be pretty sweet. So I'm gonna get started and we'll see how far we get this nice, wonderful Saturday. Let's do it. So we're gonna be starting with the we'll start with one of the side walls, then we'll do, I think, the back wall, and then we'll do the other side wall, and then we'll do the front wall. So this is what the side wall looks like. It is fairly simple framing, except for this middle part, which is the support for the ridge beam. So there's a slot up there where a 2x10 ridge beam gets put in. The plans come with all the measurements, so all I really need to do is cut all the pieces to this particular length with a 63-degree angle at the top. 2 top plates, one for the short side, one for the long side, and a bottom plate, which is just an 8-foot piece. And then we're gonna nail it all together. So I'm gonna get started on this first sidewall. Forgot to properly shut off the outside spigot before I left last time, so I just have to use the heat gun here to thaw it out and be able to refill the hot tub, which I should have done 2 weeks ago, but I am now going to do today because I procrastinated and now I'm paying the price. Alright, so it's lunchtime, it's nice and warm, so I've got the garden hose hooked up to the drain valve on the hot tub, and we're going to let this go right down this big hill and not create a huge slippery spot on the flat area where we hang out, and let it all drain down the hill. That should, I don't know how long it's going to take. This is my first time ever doing maintenance on the hot tub, so we'll have to see how successful this actually is. I'm going to get this situated and then I'll show the other end. Alright, there it is. All opened up. We've got the drain valve attached there. I'm assuming this is going to take a couple of hours, so gonna let it drain, then we're gonna do some maintenance, cleaning, and then refill it. Better to do it now than in February when it's -20. It's about -3 today, so it's not too cold. Hello. Oh, yesterday was a lot. I didn't have a ton of time to record stuff because my dad came to help and I was kind of doing two things at once. We were working on the shed build, which, by the way, is going quite well. And I was also doing hot tub maintenance, which was more time consuming than expected. That's the first time I've done like the every 3 to 4 months you're supposed to do like a full you drain it, you clean it, you clean the filter, and then you refill it, and blah blah blah. And it just took a lot longer than expected, and so I was going in between the shed and the hot tub all day, and so I didn't have a lot of time to film. You just saw a couple of time lapses, so at least I got that. But the last one, my phone died during the last one, so I think it ends just as we're about to raise the last wall. But anyways, here's where we got. Check it out. We got all 4 walls framed up, squared up, and looking quite good. So today I am feeling pretty tired and a little sore. The fun thing about being kind of like a weekend project doer is that most of the week I'm sitting at a desk, I'm doing my day job, and then I come here on the weekend and I use muscles that I've not used all week, and I am far more active than I am during the week. So a day like yesterday where we went pretty hard all day long really takes it out of you. So today's going to be a bit of a slower day, but that's okay because I have some smaller things to do. We're gonna finish framing the door. So the doorway, it needs a top to it, and then I'm going to put the actual door in, and then the roof is it needs its ridge beam, so you can see that little notch up there and the notch up there. There's a 2x10 double 2x10 ridge beam that's going to go in there, so I'm going to try to get that done today, and then I'm going to start cutting the roof rafters, and yeah, just see how much I get done. I'm not going to push myself too hard today, but I'll do a little bit more recording and not just some time lapses, so hopefully it's a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to get to that, and we'll see how it goes. First up is the ridge beam. So it's a double 2x10 ridge beam. One of them was a little warped, so I had to do a bit of clamp persuasion to get everything lined up perfectly, but now they are sistered with some nails and some construction screws, and so I'm going to get this thing up into its spot. So there's the notch there, and there's the notch there. It's going to slide in, and then I'll get it all affixed, and then from there we'll do finish this door frame and then get the door in. So this is going to be fun because I'm alone and this is super heavy, so we'll see how it goes. Well, it's a little stuck. Seems like everything's gonna need a little bit of persuasion today. Oh, all right, got it into one side. That was a bit of a struggle. So the top plates here were just a little bit too narrow. Actually, now that I look at it from this side, I need to adjust this one again because there's a bit of a gap right there. So I'm gonna go fix that again and pull it in a little bit. But yeah, got it on this side. Got to do some persuasion on the other side, and then that'll at least be the beginning of our roof. So let's see if I can get a better angle on this, and we'll keep going from over here. Yeah. Got it. Hopefully that's visible. Ridge beam is in. Heck yeah. All right, so the frame above the door is a sistered 2x4. So I'm going to cut that and finish framing up this door. Hopefully this strap is long enough. Oh, whoa, What do you know? Scrap's the exact freaking length already. What are the chances? That one's too short. This one. That'll do. Cut these to be the same length. All right, let's get this put in. The annoying thing is that there's no stairs here yet, so I'm having to haul myself up 10 times a day. All right, I'm gonna sister these two boards together with construction screws. All right, sistered 2x4s. See how many tries it takes for me to get this put into that slot there. Yeah, so it looks like this is a little bit big. I wonder if oh yeah, I guess I can do it this way. Alright, that'll do it. I thought I was gonna have it the other way. I think that's technically how it's supposed to be, but that is the height of the door, so it's not like I could make it any shorter. So I guess we're just gonna go with that. I'm gonna attach that and then we'll have a door frame. Put some in from the top plate just for completeness sake. That feels good. Let's get a door in. thing put in. Now, if this wasn't a shed and I wanted it to look super nice, I probably wouldn't use construction screws. But, you know, it is a shed, and I don't have a brad nailer on me. So, you know. All right, there's a gap, so I'm gonna see if the there's some 1x trim that'll fill that gap, and I'll maybe add a bit of rigidity to that side. Excellent. So put a shim in there, and a shim in there, and a shim down there, and now the door's in. I'm going to have to just probably secure it somehow. I mean, I could install the doorknob now. I might, just because I need to make sure this thing stays closed while I'm not here, and, you know, it doesn't blow open in the wind. But yeah, I'll secure it somehow. But yeah, door's in, ridge beam is up. I'm gonna have some lunch, and then maybe start working on some rafters. I'm still pretty tired, and so maybe lunch will perk me up. Otherwise, you know, I might find some lower intensity tasks to do, because yeah, yesterday really took it out of me. But I'm glad I at least made some progress today. The ridge beam was, you know, a bit of a pain, but it adds a bit of structure to the whole thing, so I'll feel a little bit more confident that it all won't fall down when I leave tonight. So yeah, we'll see how things go. Lunch has been had, and now we're moving on to what I expect will be one of the more annoying parts of this project, which is the rafters. So there's a short side of the roof and a long side of the roof, and so there's two different rafter designs. On the short side, it's just over 3 feet long with I believe it's called a crow's foot or something like that. It's a little notch that sits on the edge of the top plate of the wall to keep things straight. What I didn't realize is they didn't provide hurricane ties, and I mean, it's not strictly necessary, but I kind of want to use hurricane ties. So anyways, I've taken the measurements from the diagram, and I've transcribed them onto this. So I'm going to make like a test board, and then I'll do a test fit on here, and then if it works out, I'll use it as a template so that I don't have to do all the individual measurements every single time. So I'm going to cut this one out, and then we will give it a try. Jigsaws are not the right tool to be doing straight lines with. I try to avoid them whenever possible, but in this case, I don't really have anything better. So that's what we got. Let's see if this thing fits. Seems like the crow's foot is a little bit off. I'm going to take it in just a little bit. Just slightly. I'm just going to bring it back a tiny bit because this is just slightly below the top of the ridge beam, so I just want it to fit well. All right, round two. Let's see if this thing fit. That's better. All right, I think I'm happy with that. The siding, once it goes on, it's supposed to go up underneath the in here, and so I'm just making sure that there's enough room for that to go in and then still have the rafter contact the ridge beam. And yeah, I think we're good. There's also a bit of like the door, the whole thing is not perfectly level yet. I have to square up the walls, so like if I pull like this, you know, it comes into closer contact. So I think this will work. Now I can go make 7 more. There's 2 done. That one's my template, T for template, Tommy the template. So I won't bore you with doing the exact same thing 5 more times for a total of 8. And then we'll get them tacked up in there. And I guess when I come up next weekend, I will bring some hurricane ties. I think it's worth it. We don't get like tornadoes or hurricanes or anything in this area, but it's better than safe than sorry, you know. Get a couple of 90-cent brackets to just be extra sure that things are going to stay together. I think it's worth it. So let's yeah, I'm going to cut the rest of these. I have all the rafters cut and all the, I can't remember if they're called crow's feet or pigeon's feet or whatever. They're all cut. So the rafters are ready to go, but my problem is the notch, whatever kind of foot it is supposed to go over the sheathing. So the sheathing is, or the siding is supposed to go on, and then the rafter goes on top of the sheathing. And I don't want to risk, you know, being off by a little bit. And so I'm gonna try putting some sheathing up. I need another person to cut the sheathing, because it's those boards behind the wood there. They're 4x8. They're like the size of a sheet of plywood, and I don't think I can, you know, accurately cut those by myself on the table saw. And I don't have a circular saw with me here, so I'm going to I put this cleat down below where the 8-foot mark would be. Like the wall is 7 feet high. So I measured 8 feet down from the top plate down to here, and I put this cleat on. I'm gonna try my best to get a piece of siding up there and see what happens. See if I can get it tacked on, and yeah, and then maybe get some rafters on. I'm not 100% sure if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna tack it in with a construction screw. I'm being very lazy today. I'm gonna tack it in with a construction screw, and then I'll go back and nail it in properly. Here goes nothing. Okay, that kind of worked. Let's see if it is even remotely the right height. Okay. I mean, it's close. Can't tell if this is going to come across at all, but yeah, I'm about a finger's width too low, so I'm going to take it off. Well, let me look at it from this side. It's I mean, it overlaps the top plate. There, you can see that might actually be okay as long as I can sink some nails in there. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, and it's like 3/4-ish, maybe 2/3 of the top plate, so I think I'm okay with that. I'm gonna get some nails, I guess, and do this, put this board on properly, and then we can at least get a couple of rafters on, and then we'll maybe do a second panel. All I want for Christmas is a nail gun, because I used to have one and then it broke. And so, yeah, all I want for Christmas. Is that why it's called smart siding? Do they put the little ridges on the 16s for you? Let's see. Yeah, that worked. I think that's about all I'm gonna get done today. I started to get really frustrated because this edge of the siding wasn't lining up with the stud, so I did some fiddling around off camera, and I got a ratchet strap and I like attached it from that corner down to this corner, and I, you know, cranked on the ratchet strap to get the wall, because the wall was just a little bit crooked. So I got it eventually, but it was just a lot of messing around and, you know, cursing at myself. So, you know, one piece of siding done, but I don't have time for the rafters. It's getting dark. I need to clean up. We need to drive back to the city. So that's it for today. Thanks for checking this out. I'm gonna continue recording more videos so long as, you know, even a small number of people keep watching. I enjoy it, so, you know, might as well keep doing it. But that's all for this weekend. It was productive. We got all the walls up, got the door in, got the ridge beam in, got the first piece of siding on, and cut all of the rafters, so, or at least half of the rafters. So I'm gonna kill it here, and I'll be back next weekend to continue on the shed. Cheers.